today we just wanted to make a quick video on how to save seeds from either things you've grown yourself or any other heirloom or open pollinated vegetable. So here we've got a pumpkin that Charlie's dad grew. So because we grew other sorts of pumpkins, golden nuggets, one of our favorite, we didn't want them to cross-pollinate. So yeah, we got this one from Charlie's dad. It's good to swap produce. And we want to save the seeds for next time. So what you'll need is, whatever you want to save the seeds from. A bowl, which we'll put them in. A spoon is really handy. We've used the cutting board. An older tea towel that you don't mind getting a little bit grubby. And basically to start off, what we're going to need to do is scoop the seeds out. Charlie's got this one in half. So, the easiest thing to do is just to do it with a spoon. The reason I'm doing it a little bit at a time and just kind of working the spoon in there and pressing down quite firmly is that you mostly get just the seeds rather than like all the fleshy part in between. So you just kind of want to dig your spoon in, because what you could do is just go like this and put it in, but then you still have to get them all out. So you can just kind of press on it and then you just mostly get the seeds, which just saves a bit of time. Okay, so we've got all our seeds out of our pumpkin, and what we want to do next is put a bit of water in there. You can work it around a bit with your hands and basically get a lot of the flesh that's still on there that needs to come off. And then we will dry them. And I just wanted to quickly say as well, here, this one I dried on like tissue paper, and we don't usually do that, and this is why. Because as you can see, it sticks to the seeds when it dries, because it's just very, soft paper. And here, for example, we dried it on printing paper, and they just come right off. So that's much better. Yeah, so don't do it on tissue paper, toilet paper, even kitchen rolls. It just doesn't work well. And of course you want a little baggie or container, something airtight to put them in once they're fully dry. Okay, so we've got to add water into this. Just kind of agitating it. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm just kind of agitating it. This is only the first step of what we're going to do with the water. You can see as well, here's a little clump, and the easiest thing to do is just to squeeze it. Just squeeze it, and the seeds, let go of their little fleshy thing. Yeah, so just squeeze it and they'll all come out. If they're really big fleshy parts, the easiest way to get them out is just to do it by hand, I find. I'm sure there are big mechanical ways, but this is easy. Squeeze the seeds out. That's stuff you don't want. That's stuff the ducks want. Okay, so I've agitated this a bit. You can see as well, you probably should have a bit more water to do this test, but see how the seeds are floating? What you can do is have probably about like 10 to 15 centimeters of water. Put your seeds in there, leave them for like 10-15 minutes, and if they're floating, they're good seeds. If they fall down, probably not good. This works for a lot of seeds that I know of. Tomatoes is a really important one to do that with. You can do it with cucumbers, you can do it for a lot of stuff. Okay, so this has been agitated, and now what I like to do is get a brush like this, and get something like a spaghetti strainer, and put them in there. I just have this little kitchen one that I use, and what I'll do is this goes in the sink. I'll put them in there. Oh, I'll put them in there and just brush them around. It just gets the rest of the little fleshy bits off that we don't want. Okay, so now we're going to clean them some more so that they're nice and clean for the drying process, so they don't get any fungus, mold, things like that. So pop them in whatever kind of little strainer you have. Probably, you know, have a little bit of water on, and I just kind of, you know, brush them around like that. I, you know, haven't really hurt them with this. Seeds are pretty strong, and you can see, you know, there's a little bit of flesh in there, and they're coming out really nice and clean. And you can see as well, there's some seeds in there that you can just totally tell they're different. They're thin, they don't look good. Those are not the ones that we want, so you can chuck those out, give them, you know, to the worms, the chooks, ducks, whatever. Brush it around. Get them all back in the strainer because they're very slippery. Okay, so get my paper. Just put some paper on there, and before we put them on the paper, I've done this without this step before, but it's better if you do it this way. Is to just get your old tea towel and just give them a bit of a, you know, bit of a dry down. Ooh. Ah. It's slippery. Okay, so just fold it over, just kind of wiggle it. We're not going to get them 100% dry, it's just pat them dry a little bit, and if there's still a little bit of flesh on them, this will get them off as well. Good. What you can do now as well, if you wanted to, is pick out the bad seeds if you didn't do, you know, the 15-minute watered step and only got the floating ones. So you can pick those out, but I'm just going to do that later. So put them on your paper. Oh, some of the bad ones even stuck to the towel because they're so thin. And a little bit of flesh as well. Okay, so when you dry them, it's best if they are not touching, because if they're touching, they obviously won't dry as well because they're touching. So spread them out evenly as much as you can. It is a little bit fiddly. I mean, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. I mean, you can obviously tell some of those were touching, but just as much as you can. Obviously, any cut up ones, like cut up from when you opened your fruit, are not viable. Okay, so now you leave it in a shady area where you don't want it in full sun, and let them dry, like good airflow, but not, you know, in heavy wind. Okay, so these seeds will dry for usually about 2 weeks. Just depends on your humidity as well. So yeah, make sure it's somewhere not too sunny, nice and dry. If you're in a really humid environment, they may need a little bit more. Then we will put them in this Ziploc bag and store them in a cool, dry place. Seeds are viable for like 2 to 5 years. Just depends on, you know, how you did everything, and probably on the type of seed as well. But we've had pretty old seeds before that we've planted, and you know, most of them came up.
From 1967.
Yeah, some random packet your dad had and you planted that came up. So, you know, the germination rate might fall down, but I wouldn't chuck them out. Just chuck them in the garden and see what happens. So, you know, these bad ones that we saved on the tissue paper, just to see what just show you what it looks like. I just save them like this. It's fine. The soil will take care of it, you know. So put them in your, whatever you are storing them in, whether it's a jar, Ziploc bag, whatever. Obviously, if you want to swap seeds with people, you don't really want them looking like this, tissue paper on it. So here are some other pumpkin seeds that we've been drying. They're a bit bigger than the ones we did today as well. I can't remember if it was the same pumpkin actually, so you should probably always write stuff down, which I hardly ever do. Pop them in your bag.
And also probably the date you stored them on as well.
Yeah, write on your little baggie what they are and when you put them in there. So they should be, you know, really dry, not tacky or anything, nice and shiny. Pop them in there. I'll show you some of our other ones. So here are some cucumbers that we did June 2018. Here are some zucchini actually finished off the other day. And this used to be a watermelon, but now it's big pumpkins. I wanted to reuse the bag because, you know, why not? It's still fine to use. These are pretty old now. It's like a mixed, oh, I have so much stuff in there. 2 types of watermelon, mainly war paint, those dark ones. Those brown ones were pretty nice as well. A couple random pumpkins. This red seed, I'm never doing them again. Those were those yellow things that never ripened.
Champagne watermelon.
Yeah, I don't know. They just don't work every time we do them. And some honeydew. I mean, it says watermelon. I know what it is. As long as you know what it is, it's fine. It's fine to mix them. They're pretty old. They're like 2 years old and they're still coming up. So yeah, that's how to harvest your seeds from your fruits and save them till next season. Thanks for watching.
Not to waste anything, all this fleshy pumpkin pulp with all the bad seeds we give to the duckies and they love it. And the dog wants some too. Look at him go. Come over here, Mrs. Goose. You're missing out. They're supposed to be ducks, but I think they're actually pigs. Look at them go.